Everyone in the city believed the mafia boss was a heartless man, cold, feared, untouchable. But everything changed the night he opened a misplaced Christmas letter, a letter not written to him, but to Santa. A letter written by a little girl with shaky handwriting, asking for only one gift, a father. He had taken lives, built an empire of power, and ruled the city with iron hands, but nothing had ever broken him, until he read the words, "Dear Santa, I don't need toys. Please, just send me a dad." And for the first time in his life, the mafia boss felt something crack in the darkness he lived in. It was the coldest December the city had seen in years, the kind of winter that made even the bravest souls hurry indoors. But inside a tiny apartment on Maple Street, 6-year-old Lily sat by a flickering candle, clutching a pencil that was almost too small for her fingers. Her mother, Emma, worked double shifts at a diner, leaving Lily alone most evenings. Tonight was one of those nights, quiet, lonely, heavy. Lily pressed her face against the window, watching families decorate their homes with lights and laughter. She didn't have either. No tree. No ornaments. No father. She only had one thing, hope. So she began writing, "Dear Santa, I know you are very busy. But this year, I don't want toys, or candy, or new shoes. I just want something every kid in my school has, a dad. Someone who can sit with me at the Christmas play. Someone who can hold my hand when I'm scared. Someone who won't leave." Her small fingers trembled as she folded the letter and slid it into an envelope. She wrote, "To Santa, North Pole," with crooked letters. Then she put on her worn-out coat and walked alone through the icy streets to drop it into the red mailbox. But what Lily didn't know was that the mailbox she chose, because it looked newer and shinier, was not a regular one. It belonged to him, Vincenzo Marino. The city's most feared mafia boss. The mailbox was used for his men to leave coded messages, payments, and warnings. But that night, they found a child's letter among them. When the letter was placed on Vincenzo's desk, the man who had never known innocence or softness in his life frowned. "Who messed up the drop?" he growled. His men looked confused. They had no idea where the letter came from. Annoyed, he tore it open, and then everything inside. The powerful crime lord went still. He read the words once, twice, a third time, as if the universe itself were forcing them into him. Lily's handwriting was uneven. Some words were scratched out. Some misspelled. But the pain behind each sentence was crystal clear. Vincenzo had never known his parents. Never had a family. And he had long ago accepted that he was born for darkness. But Lily's wish, so pure, so simple, hid a place inside him he didn't even know existed. That night, for the first time in 20 years, Vincenzo didn't pour whiskey. He didn't give orders. He didn't threaten anyone. He just sat there, holding the letter, staring at it like it was a piece of his own lost childhood. And somewhere far across the city, Lily fell asleep hugging her pillow, whispering, "Santa will hear me, he has to." Little did she know, Santa had already delivered her wish. Or rather, fate had placed it in the hands of the most unexpected man. The next morning, Vincenzo couldn't get the letter out of his mind. It disturbed him more than any threat or enemy ever had. His right-hand man, Marco, noticed. "Boss, you okay?" Vincenzo ignored him and called in the men who had collected the mail. "Find out where this letter came from," he ordered quietly, too quietly, and everyone in that room froze. Within 24 hours, they traced the sender, Lily Bennett, age 6, Maple Street Apartments. Vincenzo's men expected him to throw the paper away or burn it. That's what he did with everything unimportant. But instead, he stood up, grabbed his coat, and said, "I'm going out." "You? Alone?" Marco almost choked. "Do you see me dead yet?" "No, boss." "Good. Then let me walk." For the first time in years, Vincenzo Marino walked the streets without guards, without guns, without a shadow behind him. He followed the address to the aging building on Maple Street. Peeling paint. Broken elevator. The air smelled like cheap detergent and old memories. On the third floor, he heard a soft humming. A child's voice. He stopped outside the door labeled 3C. Something in the tiny sound warmed a part of him he thought had died long ago. He knocked. The music stopped, then small footsteps approached. The door cracked open, and Lily peeked out, wide blue eyes full of both innocence and caution. "Hello," she whispered. Vincenzo wasn't used to children. He didn't know how to smile naturally, so his attempt looked more like a twitch. Is your mother home?" he asked. She shook her head. "She's working at the diner." "I'm not supposed to open the door to strangers." He nodded. "Smart girl. Just as he was about to leave, Lily saw something sticking out of his coat pocket, her letter. Her eyes widened. Wait, is that my letter to Santa? He froze. How do you know? Lily whispered, because I used glitter glue on the edges, and that's mine. Vincenzo didn't know what to say. How do you tell a child that her letter ended up in the hands of the city's most dangerous men? How do you admit that the universe made a strange, impossible connection between two broken hearts, one small, one hardened by life? Before he could answer, Lily opened the door a little wider. Did Santa send you? She asked softly. For the first time in his life, the mafia boss felt his throat tighten. He could have lied. He could have walked away, but something in her eyes pulled the truth out of him. Maybe he did. Lily smiled, small, hopeful, magical, and that smile hit Vincenzo harder than any bullet ever could. From that moment, everything changed, for him, for her, for Emma, for destiny, because this wasn't just a letter. It was a beginning.